crack me up. Oh, hey. Just kind of finishing some things up here, watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, E-Balmy, doing his on his beer channel, a beer review. In honor of that, I decided to pour myself one. I think I might even send him one. It's not something that he's probably going to think is high on his E scale, but it's EKU 28. It's about 10%. As you can see, a dark amber. Really good beer. He's more of a hoppy kind of guy, bitter individuals, but good guy nonetheless. Yeah, let's go in here. I finished up the, it doesn't look like it, but I finished up the survival generator. All right, everyone, Desert Gold here, and the time has arrived. I've pretty much finished the Survivor solar generator pack. And here she be. So let's get into it and see what's involved with it. You've seen preliminary views of it in previous videos, so it's not a real big surprise. Obviously, you have the survival kit, and this is held in by Velcro. Pretty easy to hold on. Sorry about that. The battery went dry on me on the headlamp I'm using. Just for your own edification, if ever you need 18650 batteries that are just top flight, this is the one you want to get, EagleTech. These things are just packed with power. Anyway, back to the topic. So, as you know, I'm still waiting on the second battery, but I wanted to get this video out, so I just kind of temporarily got it wired up. This is the USB boost controller board that I showed you in the previous video that I was going to have all these challenges with in wiring, and this is what one looks like out of the, once you've got it fully assembled. And there you can see just a ton of soldering joints that somebody with my nervous system shouldn't probably be doing, but there you be. The cool thing about this this board, this kit is from a company called Adafruit, and this is one of the few, if not the only one I could really find that was compatible with iPhones as far as the newer iPhones 4 and 5s and being able to charge them, so that's why I went with this one. So we have the USB boost controller. The charge controller is putting out 3.7 volts right there. So you run the power from there to the USB boost controller, and it runs it up to the 5.5 volts that are needed for charging an iPhone, especially an iPhone 5 or 4. From the charge controller, obviously you have wires going to your battery bank. And then what I did was I ran wires from the solar panel into the charge controller. so that this solar panel could charge the battery bank directly from the sun. So there you have it. You have the solar panel charging through the charge controller, your battery bank storing energy, so that if you want to charge 5-volt or even I put in 12-volt ports if you want to do something that's a 12-volt DC. So you have your on the lid there's a built-in, I think I showed you this before, compass. Very handy, so you don't have to open the kit to get to your compass. But when it comes time to open your kit, let's see what we got in. We got on the lid I've got a couple of striker strips for waterproof matches. Got some water purification tablets from K-Dine. Very, very good to have in areas where the water might be questionable. Fire steel. Actually, this is one of those that you can do one-handed. Very handy. Here's some. I'm trying to keep this stuff in. I'm sorry. This is the fire steel. I haven't been keeping an eye on whether I'm got you guys in frame or not, so you'll have to excuse me if you're getting seasick or pissed off, one or the two or both. Anyway, here's your, fire starter for when wet conditions and you need to get something going. Use your fire steel and good to go there. The ubiquitous signal mirror. Got its little, it's got a little aiming port on it. Got Olight S10 flashlight. I decided not to skimp on the lighting system because light and heat are probably the most paramount issues that you're going to be dealing with. Obviously, food and water are in there also, but you can't see it. It's hard to get. This is an unreal flashlight. You can see next to, fits in the palm of your hand very easily. This thing puts out, I want to say about 150 lumens. I'll correct it in the final if I'm off on that, but it is crazy bright. I'm going to turn my headlamp off and see if I can get you guys a read on just what this thing looks like. So obviously this is daylight and I probably don't even need to be using a light. This has 3 settings, and holding in the light you can get to your lowest setting. You continue to press, it'll go to the next brightest setting, and so forth. And obviously you can see that this thing is just crazy bright. This demonstration gives no clue as to how bright this thing is because of all the ambient light that's around. But you want a good, sturdy, powerful light source in that kind of a situation. Secondly, moving onward, I should say, we've got the Gerber multi-tool. A little difficult, but there we go. I think these multi-tools are especially important in a situation like this where you have a number of different tools in one small package. This has about 10 different tools in it. Obviously Gerber, you've heard of the name. You want a good quality product that you can depend on in a dire situation. So you've got multi-tool. Got here the waterproof matches that I was talking about earlier. There's the striker for them. In the kit, you've got the other essentials that you might be needing. You've got some more fire starting material. You got 150 feet of nylon cordage, an emergency or signal whistle, another flint type fire starter, duct tape, roll of duct tape, got your compass, some nylon thread for either sewing or fishing, and there's your fishing kit right there. Not you know, your most extensive survival kit, but a very effective and very comprehensive one in a very small area that will get things done. Oh, by the way, that Olight hits magnetic at the base, so that adds another dimension to it. So if you need your hands free, unless you want to look like a dork like me, can you see that headlight? Yeah. You could attach it to a metal, you know, and let your hands be free while you work on something. So again, very comprehensive yet compact. I like it. It all fits into one little box. This got me thinking, where could I go from here? And I said Jay, because that's what they call me, Jay, or Desert Gold, wherever you want to go. I'm going to have to back this out a little bit because it's bigger. This is what I came up with for maybe a travel survival kit for your vehicle in a bug out situation, an emergency out of nowhere arises. This is a handy little kit that I put together to get you by, for a day or two, in a number of different ways. I'll show you right now. Opening up the case, we have in the top layer a rack that holds the inverter that I showed you on my last video. So now we have access to 110 volts either from a battery source or from a generator. So let's see what we got going here. So here we have our DC to AC unit. Under the tray, I have mounted an MPPT charge controller. So what we do with this is I've got, let's see if I get this. Turn the light back on here. I've got DC ports mounted both. This one is input for the solar panel. So you just plug your solar panel right into that, and it charges the battery bank through your charge controller, which this would be plugged into. The charge controller is also providing DC power through an outward port right there, and you can plug in things like an inverter. So let's see if I can orient this so you can see what we got inside. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just pull things out and that way you can see what's inside. First off, in any survival situation, you want, like I said, light, you want heat, you want perfect situation, you would like food and water. All right, so I got some water packed in here. These are 8-ounce water containers. So you got about 24 ounces of water there, enough for one person, in an immediate situation anyway. Got food. This Datrix, not the tastiest stuff in town, but it's high in calories and it'll keep you alive. I forget how many calories are in this thing. Approximately 3,600 calories, it looks like. Quite a bit. And if that's not your desire, you could actually even use MREs in there. All right, but I like that for right now. What else do we have? In a survival situation, you're probably going to run into issues with injuries. You're going to want to have a good first aid kit. This is not a bad one. It's kind of a multi-kit that I picked up, and I added a few things to it. It's got quite an extensive what I call boo-boo bandage type first aid kit with adhesives, gauze, sterile gauze. It's even got some medications in it like antihistamines, aspirin, Motrin, survival guide. It's got moleskin, just a myriad of things that you would want, that you might not think of until you actually need them. I added one or two other items. One item that I thought would be best served in a kit like that would be some QuikClot. So, good first aid kit in a situation that you might not anticipate or be planning for. It's nice to have. Finally, we have another survival kit. This one is by Sol. Pretty comprehensive, compact. Again, you've got your basics, your duct tape, fishing kit, signal mirrors, emergency whistle, fire starting, compass. It's got a blanket in here. Quite a neat little kit for such a small little area. And then finally, the whole backbone of this, and I'm gonna have to move the camera for you and there's the backbone of the kit. Again, lithium batteries wired in the series. I've got almost 500 watts here in a small little 8-pound package. Okay, 500 watts is a lot of power to get you by in a situation that catches you by surprise, for instance. So here you have your power to run lights, use emergency equipment that you might have, phones, GPS, things that would aid you in a getting out of a survival situation. You have the ability to plug in your AC adapter, again opening up a myriad of different situations and availabilities. So there you have it. I mean, you have power, you got your first aid, get your food and water, survival kit, all in one complete little package that you can keep in your vehicle. I mean, the whole thing fully packed is under about 12 pounds. Easily carried by anybody in a family, or like I said, keep it at the ready in a vehicle, and you're all set to go. Anyway, this is where I've been going with things, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too boring. Desert Gold out. Talk to you later.